If you want to work smarter and not harder, then you need to know these game-changing productivity hacks. Basically, these productivity hacks will help you achieve multiple times more with less time and less effort in just about any career. And I'm gonna break these down into 3 levels, and each level is going to help you achieve multiple times more than the level before. So, starting with level 1, I'm going to share a quick story of when this one really clicked for me. And basically, I've had many mentors over the years, including over 5 mentors for sales. And probably the one who had the biggest impact on me was a lady who closed over $300 million firsthand, mentored many people who became millionaires, and even a few people who became billionaires. And one of the things that she taught is that when people have a to-do list, they achieve 4 times more than people who do not determine their priorities on a given day. And not only does a to-do list help you stay focused on your priorities, but science has also shown that it lowers stress and clears up mental space. So not only can you focus more on your priorities, but it makes you more productive in just about everything you do because you're not worried about trying to remember all these different things. So it's pretty wild that spending just a few minutes a day could lower stress, improve focus, and even potentially help you get multiple times more done in a given day. But that's just level 1. And level 2 will help you get multiple times more done than level 1 in the same amount of time and effort or less. And level 2 goes by many names. The ones I usually call it are time chunking and time blocking. And before I break this one down, just a quick reminder, every single human being on the planet has the same amount of time in a day. And we've all heard people say, especially billionaires, time is more valuable than money. But 1% of the humans in this world have over 2/3 of the world's money, even though we all have the same amount of time in a day. With that, level 2 is all about directing your time to make sure that you are dedicating time to your most important goals every single week, if not every single day. And this specific strategy I actually got when I invested thousands of dollars into a 20-minute a week productivity coaching session from Commit Action, which, by the way, they're world class. If you're an entrepreneur or a high-level executive, I highly recommend working with them. They're great. And no, I do not have an affiliate link. I probably should. But anyways, one of the best things I learned from them is the way they break down how to prioritize where to dedicate your time. And the way that they do this is they actually start with the big picture long-term goals first. So basically, you start by writing down your main goals in the next 5 years, especially if you're running a business or trying to grow your career. Keep the goals for this focused on a specific topic. And then once you have your 5-year goals, then you break them down into 1-year goals that will help move you toward your 5-year goals. Then once you have your 1-year goals, you then list out your 3-month, 6-month, and 9-month goals that once again will move you towards your 1-year goals and then to your long-term goals. Then once you have your quarterly goals, your 3, 6, 9-month goals, then you do your monthly goals. And then every single week, you write down what are the 3 most important things that I could do this week that would advance me to my monthly goals. And then this is where the time chunking and time blocking comes in. So once you know the 3 most important actions you can take this week to bring you towards your long-term goals, that's where you block off time on your calendar to ensure that you have an abundance of time to take care of the most important things. So one of the pro tips is to block off more time than you think you need. Or if these are truly the 3 most important things that you could do for your future this week, make sure you have more than enough time to take care of it. It'll lower your stress tremendously if you have a little bit of extra time. And if you finish early, celebrate. Play your favorite song, watch a TV show, give yourself a treat or something. You know, you made some serious progress if it's truly one of the 3 most important things you could do to build the future you want. So definitely give yourself some extra time. And then another very important thing to summarize is you got to make sure those goals are truly the direction that you want to move, because if you are doing the 3 most important things every week to get you towards those long-term goals, if it's not where you want to go, you're going to be moving somewhere you don't want to go. And then one last thing, we're all human, right? Sometimes we set out to do things and we realize there's all these extra steps, or there's these roadblocks or problems that get in the way. So do not beat yourself up if for whatever reason you don't knock off one of those actions that you're trying to hit. Stuff happens, right? And if it's still a priority for you, you get another shot next week. So in level 2, you can really see how this is a level up, because not only have you defined your long-term goals and defined the most important next steps, but you're literally blocking out and dedicating time every single week to what's most important for you. And I kid you not, this will make you at least 10 times as productive, aka get 10 times the amount of results as other people in the same amount of time and effort as people who do not define their priorities. And we haven't even got to level 3 yet. Level 3 is all about delegating and automating. So delegating is essentially hiring people to do things for you, and automating is simply using softwares, AI, different programs to do things automatically, so you don't have to spend your time doing simple and repetitive tasks. And I've been delegating and automating things for years, but I'm going to use a real life example of when I was delegating while working for someone else. And basically, the last sales job I was in, a little quick backstory. So I was making over 25 grand a month in sales, selling multiple offers, kind of like freelance sales for 5 different companies at once. 2 of them went horribly wrong. People got bad results. It was a horrible experience, and I lost sleep over it. And my soul was just like, no, you cannot sell anything unless you're sure it's likely going to get everyone really great results. And basically, I saw a company that I really loved, was certain they were getting their clients great results, and applied over to it, got an interview, and they said that the positions I was qualified for were not available. The only thing they had open was an entry-level sales position, technically an appointment setter, just calls leads, for those of you all that know what that is. And basically, their reps in that position were averaging $3,000 a month. So I was making $25K a month. But the way I looked at it is like, I worked my way up from the bottom, like multiple companies by now. Like, let's send it, let's run it up, right? And when I got in there, I was supposed to call all these leads every day and then book them with another sales rep to conduct sales. But I decided to bring someone on from the Philippines who has a ton of experience finding leads, booking leads, and you get extra if you generate the leads rather than calling their leads. And then instead, I had bookings throughout my entire day, just booked on my calendar, people who already showed interest, and then just easy sets all day, jumped to the top of the leaderboard, got like 5 sales in 3 days. And basically the CEO found my phone number, called me and said, "What are you doing? And how do we do more of it?" Right? And then sure enough, in a few weeks, I was managing a team of over 10 people. And in fact, I think it was about 15. So like 12 people that were generating leads, 3 people that were calling and qualifying leads. And I got a piece of every single sale from that. And out of a team of over 20 salespeople, I was making more than everyone else on the team, even though I worked less than about half of the team. And sure enough, someone else on the team was just like, "Hey man, how do I do what you're doing?" Right? And he was actually working for another company at the same time. So basically told him what I was doing. He started doing it himself. And then sure enough, he became the top producer at the other company, got promoted, making more money he's ever made in his life, left the company that we were at. And he forgot to tell the people that he hired to set for him, right, to stop doing it. And basically the first week of the next month, he had more sales than anyone else on the team, even though he did 0 of the sales himself. And there's so many ways where you can delegate and automate to save you time, make you money, and free your time to do the things that you want to do. But where do you start when deciding what you should delegate and automate? So the top 3 factors that I look at when deciding what to delegate and automate is, number 1, what makes you more money? right? Because when things make you more money, it's very easy to keep them going, to keep them growing. And the more money that you make, the more you can invest in more delegating and more automating. And then for area number 2, what is simple and repetitive and easy, but time consuming? Because basically, if it's simple, easy, and repetitive, it's very easy to either automate, have a software do it for you, or to delegate, have someone else do it for you. And basically, if it's super simple and repetitive, it's usually very cheap to hire someone else to do it for you or just to automate it. And basically, once you do that, you free up all of that time so you can focus on high leverage actions, aka things that take a lot of skill but make a huge impact, so then you can make even more and likely be spending times doing things that you find much more enjoyable as well. And the third area is what bores you and what drains your energy. Because if your mind is all over the place because you're doing all of these different things, and if it bores you and drains your energy, you're going to lose your focus and you're going to lose your enthusiasm. And enthusiasm is so underrated. Like, if you are bored, it's so much harder to be creative. It's so much harder to make major decisions, right? And yeah, I mean, if you're bored and it's draining your energy, that just means you're spending your life and your time doing things that you don't want to do. So definitely an important thing to consider. And then once you free your time and free your energy, you can spend it doing the things that you really want to do most. Then once you have those areas covered, basically another thing to consider is if someone can get better results than the results you're getting, either because of time capacity or expertise, right? There's a little bonus one as well. And being entirely straight up about this, right now I'm managing about a team of 9. The biggest team I've managed was about 15. And long story short, there's people who've managed way bigger teams than me. And I personally look to Dan Martell as the go-to expert that I like to learn from on this topic. Basically, he wrote a best-selling book called Buy Back Your Time, which dives into delegating and automating on a whole nother level. He also has a ton of great content on YouTube for free. I put a link in the description to one of his videos going over this topic if you want to dive deeper in this part as well. So there's 3 different levels for increasing your productivity. The first 2 are entirely free. If you like this type of content, please hit that like button and subscribe. And also, if you haven't mastered your mind, your identity, and the fear response, then all of this stuff is going to be 10 times harder. So I actually made videos on both of those topics showing you how to do that. So definitely check those out if you haven't already. And in the next video, I'm breaking down a communication course that shows you how to go from a beginner communicator to a master communicator in just a matter of minutes. People used to pay thousands for this information, and I mentored over 200 sales reps with this exact content, and I even added some great stuff to it as well. And basically, out of all the sales reps I mentored, this was the #1 favorite topic that I covered. And communication not only is a cheat code in business, but it helps in every single relationship of your life. So looking forward to seeing you there.